他们也读出来了呀，这看着就像炼金呀，对吧？半末日半伐木机太像炼金了。然后顺带着有一个哈斯卡打土猫。这么厉害吗 ？SD 人？这个基本功，哎呦，闹麻了。
Having a first world problems, you know, where they're like
they have an abundance of choice here for the Monkey King.
前面就跟你们讲的时候，其实我已经就分析好了，然后问你们怎么看，然后就问你们不吱声。
Perhaps if you wanted to give Nisha a puck and play this safe lane.
What about
最后美杜莎，美杜莎，我跟你们说是为数不多的大锤打线打不死的1号位英雄，对吧？如果说他大胜不走中的话，那就选哈斯卡呀。这也有人就是听不懂人话了吗
？Pretty simple standard wins. One faster than the other, of course, because they can't end at the same time, but I'm very ready to see what we get here in game number 3.
Yeah, some different facets, mostly on the edge and on the line, in comparison to
闹麻了，真的有的弹幕闹麻了。
Insania had the spellbound last game.
就是一定要引起我的注意，好吧？像他妈暗恋我的小女友一样。
Instead of the drain thing that he had in the last game.
Right.
So Boboka picking something different to Boxy, but overall I feel like both are.
就像暗恋我的那种小女孩，他妈的一定要引起我的注意，说点那种叫什么哗众取宠的那种话。
It's kind of good, but it's not really going to change the way you play the game.
No, not at all. You said you wanted to talk grassroots of China, by the way. I got some for you.
Give me.
Zeal, he played for eHome, he played for LGD, now he's playing here for Yakult's Brothers after.
你一个已婚生子的人能说出这种话，这影响不来耶。我已婚生子归我已婚生子，那暗恋我的小女朋友，对吧？暗恋我的小女孩，那还是暗恋我的，这不影响，只是不可能罢了，对吧？不影响的，那叫小男学生，小学男生。我没有过那种什么小学男生暗恋我，别瞎搞啊。大锤莱恩不是随便干美杜莎，我就这么说，美杜莎如果被随便干，那其他1号位那是更加乱干，好吧？就美杜莎已经是属于打大锤能让大锤感觉，哎呦我操，打的有点无奈的那种1号位了。大锤牛逼就牛逼在线上杀人厉害，对吧？但是美杜莎是让你有点杀不掉的那种。反枪 A 一下丢榴弹，再跟着 A3下。勾个兵，直接勾到小野这里。对，直接勾到小野这里，然后是帮着打小野。收复啊。
He's the one pulling the enemy wave into a single camp, making sure that there is no half pulls happening, and he gets all the last hits there. Like this is pretty damn good. It will mean that Wi-Fi will get half of a wave.
对面的这种单小野啊，你直接帮着打掉就好了，知道吧
？What do you expect from Boboka on this line?
Greatness.
Any item choices you'd like to see? Ag's first item.
Honestly, I'm not sure. Like last game, we have seen some
主播太自恋了，
interesting solar crest.
没办法，有实力是这样子的。
I don't think it's that valuable this game as well because you're playing into edge. But
大神打土包，他妈这个东西，这个是之前我们见过的那个叫什么？齐天大圣打土地公，对吧？齐天大圣打土地公，但这个土地公玩不了一点的。上次那个是啥比赛来着的？这好像是中国区预选。
I mean, you picked into this.
Yeah.
You dug your own grave, basically. You picked into the Monkey King.
Okay. Little roll, boulder smash.
这玩意儿打不了一点的呀，这个是剧情杀，剧情杀。
Already has that orb of venom flying out to him, so he's basically set to
你有什么实力？我请问，实力嘛，总归有一点点。运气也是实力的一部分。我运气不错。
And this is looking good for Liquid. Lucent Beam coming out on a Saberlight, but that's really not going to matter with Pelosin backing up with a battery assault.
忘掉是谁的土猫了，好像是中国预选，好像是当时 IG 打 AR， 具体我不太记得。这 Boxy 直接把发条脸上这个框 A 掉，然后有点不太好跑了，兄弟。这下是有点不太好跑，就看天命了。看天命想送野，但是露娜一个月光，好吧，哎，别送野了，别搞。有运气来酒馆和我来一把轮盘，好吧？你说的是啥酒馆来啥轮盘？我一般在酒馆里面都是打牌的。
He dodges that one right click from Yakult.
We could see a quick 6 hit for Lion. That was one of the things that maybe.
王姐，你只要说话，好吧，我肯定去啊。哎呦，他不会怎么又死了这个位置？黄送啊！关键 Saberlight 才刺上去了。你看美杜莎真的这个1号位英雄超难杀，兄弟，超难杀。芒果一吃还有12个魔棒，12个魔棒一吃他还有个莲花。Saberlight 10个魔棒也被打不出来。魅惑减速加上毒箭减速加上一脚人马踩，看到了没？这就是美杜莎打大锤啊，兄弟们！就是美杜莎真是一个，你只要打3号位你就懂，好吧？你这就是属于那种你妈赖着不死的英雄。跟美杜莎对线真属于他赖着不死，你弄不死他，好吧？超恶心。这直播间里面现在有没有那种在弹幕里面有没有那种打3号位的？天天看到美杜莎就觉得哎杀不了，恶心的要死，只能打护卫的那种。勾一波兵打野怪被小兵打死，经验给谁？金钱给谁？金钱就没有了呀。经验的话就是评分呀，就是在经验范围里面的人评分呀。杀完还有一发刺，他也怂了。啊！野区一发 C， 然后红熊怪追着拍，然后单杀了这个空残血的莱恩。美杜莎怎么死了？我也不知道，打死了，被英雄人打死了，蓝不够了吧？莱恩骑上，扬了一手，被沉默了，丢榴弹双刺牛逼！哇操，波啊，这也能双刺到的，有点实力的啊！当然跟对面这个走位配合也有一点关系啊。7分钟经验符。点个眼，沙王踢过来4级沙王，塔下吃了个兵到了5级，咱们土猫也在，一脚踢被他刺躲掉，哎，大圣牛逼，跳下来一个大招，然后暴击大地。哎呦，妮莎这波送麻了，妮莎牛逼，5人齐，突然间大锤也到了6级，给了个大招掩护了自己的队友，又杀掉一个对面的奶绿。哎，开了大招，哎，好圈没圈到。我妮莎刚刚那个大招给板一气呵成呀，直接板空了。 就领先1000经济也蛮好的。你先别管这个领先1000多少经济，对吧？是不是刚刚已经打了一波好团了？能打出来就不错了呀。松果人再有实力点，不是，这小鹿大圣乾坤一跃下来了，莱恩丢榴弹，莱恩再玩他，周一玩他，没石头了应该是，哎呀果然没石头了，带铁骨灰他还是跳了出来，跳出斗，他 TP 也在滴滴。
I loved, by the way, the build. Usually when you look at the nerd spirit from the mid lane, what is he buying? It's almost always right now blade mill.
反眼是被 Boxy 反补掉了。
Goes for the vessel, and it feels so good that he's doing that because it's really good into Sand King, and it's also really.
大圣打土猫，现在土猫跟经济跟那个大圣的经济差不多。已经是就是通过打架打回来了，这几波赚麻了，起邪念了，别急，好吧，真先别急，因为我们这盘露娜是被对面美杜莎克的，大胜百大，咱们莱恩是第一时间没蓝放大的。没蓝放大也没什么问题，土猫极限血让他滚走 ，OK， 发条6级，看到了4级奶绿，看我表演，好吧，别来了，看哥们单杀，牛逼，单杀完了吃了一个杀王的大招，杀王刺了一手，反杀杀王，发条单杀为奶绿那个杀王再收掉发条，然后发条再跟这个杀王换命，一点都不亏，又赚麻了。So overall, they're just winning these engagements hands down on Yakult. What's the upside? The upside is maybe you have this Medusa farming, like he's untouched, Mickey is left to his lonesome, farming towards that Manta. No one is touching him. That's always nice, right? Like when you're playing the 这盘有点看这个米奇的功底了啊！这盘这个美杜莎不亚于那个什么那个吉姆帕克的那种局了，对吧？2号位是一个无限空满大圣，无限不知道干嘛就跳下去就死了的大圣，然后3号位是光剑哥的沙王，我不知道他怎么发挥，好吧？反正这局美杜莎靠自己。对，这盘美杜莎舞台很大的，兄弟们，这个舞台乱搭呀。For the side of your Colts brothers, Zeal is down towards bottom, going into this blade mail. Emo setting up over mid, nobody going just yet, but it is again leaving Luna to just continue to farm up and not be touched. But Medusa's keeping up. Like you said, Medusa's having a fun time just farming away. Yep. Next to Luna, it's probably one of the best heroes and the easiest heroes to farm with. Farm stacks, farm jungle, even with Earth Spike, Boulder Smash, Geomagnetic Grip, and a finger burst damage to get the kill. 小鹿直接被带走。You really, sometimes as a lion, you want to save that finger, you want to leave the kill to your teammates, but when you're playing versus Ent, you just use that instantly. Bobico also sees stacks. He's like, all right, I'll get the stack. And you know what? He did it perfectly. 哎，其实我觉得很奇怪，这个光剑哥这些英雄的 plus 等级都咋来的？8条大招出钩，配合土猫和大锤，直接3切入。Considering what kind of a laning stage this Monkey King had, look at the network charts. He's the lowest core in the game. By a good margin. And Earth Spirit has had like half of his CS. So Earth Spirit had as many CS as Monkey King denies. And right now he is third on the network charts and Monkey King is the lowest. Nisha 的大圣怎么感觉不太对呀，兄弟们？就感觉切入跳下去就已经感觉不对了。 我杀王戳树林，然后开启大招，结果是被菲菲堵在树林门口，堵在树林里面一个大招直接照满。
You can see on the video they're not looking too happy with the state of the game right now.
No, things not going nearly as well as they would have hoped and nearly as well as they went in game number 2. But again, Yakult's brothers, it's so crazy. Just
哪里不对了？丽莎这个大神很对。要这么说那确实，好吧，太对了。
This eliminating series, Emo once again strikes with that comeback potential that he used to have and still has.
Definitely still has a zeal continuing to
哎，我都快感动的哭出来了。
for this enchantress.
你知道没有俱乐部，然后组队出去打，并非硬的。
GG tree chopped up, and they will eventually get this kill through all the.
现在这个情况是妙得很啊，这个局面他妙得很啊。
But the dead shot stops Emo for a second. Roll's going to be off the mark. The spirit vessel placed onto this Muerta. The tower, but the boulder smash and the roll.
哎呦我操，包西你这个走位。
And Foxy breaking ankles, breaking stone.
He broke 4 ankles.
包西这个走位妖娆的呀。
I love how Clockwork at some point he
把能躲的全躲了。
gonna go away, and then he misses the roll, and then he misses the rock smash. Yeah, it needs to be said, Earth Spirit so far, Emo, he wasn't really on point with most of the rolling boulders, but it doesn't really matter. He's still having so much impact.
McKay bottom lane has the Manta. About 1,000 gold behind this Luna. Top lane, they are surrounding Zeal. Thinking about the Wukongs.
大圣开大给板，杀王接刺。
Celestial hammer out of the circle. Zeal alive with a blade mail. He is going to get away from the team, but then they have that stinger. They will
地震的余波还是波到了得有。
But it is not an easy kill by any means.
Yeah, it's not an easy kill, but it was a very necessary kill, and I feel like probably the best hero to go on, because anyone else you go on right now, Zeal will counterplay you.
Yep.
He's going to use that ulti, connect, and maybe even you're losing that fight afterwards, because you are kind of 3k behind 15 minutes in.
这个大圣这经济，我跟你说，一点不像是个中单打土猫的大圣。
Afterwards, he is doing pipe, right? So a little bit of a hybrid build from Saberlight, but also very often
像是个买号的中单打土猫的大圣。
on the offlane Sand King at least.
Meanwhile, by the way, Aether Lens for Lion and try and just slurp that mana away from this Medusa. Exactly. It sounds just like that.
Yep. It is a good hero into the Medusa, right? Like overall, it should be on paper.
我操！我感觉我已经100年没有见过以太这个道具。
This is what you talked about.
哎呀，精准滚到！
And a Starbreaker, you just kill any
我
hero
滚不到，踢不到包西，我还能踢不到你米莎。
Wants a water rune, shovels in the water in the river, and Fly also just getting stacked.
上一次看到以太这个道具还是 ATF 玩马尔斯。
Look at the net worth. I mean, Luna's going to be a 10k at the end of this. Breaking apart from the Medusa a bit, but
像路边的那个啥，对吧？一脚就踹
He's
死。
doing a really good job at keeping up. Considering how many moves are hitting for Yakult, so far they didn't really find Mickey. He has this only one death.
但是讲句实话啊，稳住，懂我意思吧？对面是有个美杜莎的，好吧？稳住，别浪，这盘能赢。
so used to seeing offlaners go into these auras, be these initiators. Obviously, you have Solar Guardian to do that second person up there with the Dawnbreaker, but going into the Heaven's Halberd for Dawnbreaker.
I think
Not
it's
an item you see too much.
Not an item you see too much. It's good into these cores, right? Like into
不
the
是我说
to
稳住，别浪，这盘能赢。这跟带风波有啥关系？弹幕有点搞笑了。
There's no way now when he's in the call.
啊，就变成带风
Bring
波
the
去
smoke,
了。
he'll eat that gank. Wukong's as well, honestly. That's fine as a clockwork.
as a position 5 Clockwork. Meanwhile, you did manage to plant some wards around as well, which should be de-warded.
开个大杀个八掉，哎呀，他们现在能杀掉一个是一个，杀了之后把这个半区眼给他排了。
Defusal, by the way.
对吧？杀了之后你会用 TP 吧 ？TP 出来之后，如果说再看到发条，就知道你人大概是在哪里集合了。
Different builds that I'm seeing from mid lane monkeys at the moment. Defusal is definitely one of them, but not the most common. Most commonly, you see some Maelstrom, sometimes into Gleipnir, sometimes not.
Yeah, their lockdown to really keep these heroes in the Wukongs isn't amazing.
Isn't massive for sure. You have some slow from edge, that shot maybe, and now the defusal.
Radavetos potentially for Muerta, right?
Yep, and Sand King of course.
But that's the given.
Yep.
And the Radavetos is there for Muerta. You also have potentially the calling. That's going to stop, say, the Earth Spirit from rolling out of the Wukongs initially.
护盾土毛，
He should have a BKB flying out.
硬邦邦啊！下部团硬邦邦，
He's used all of his gold
He's
on
got Veil.
Veil actually. Okay, so he's going for
碰到这个护盾符直接启动，
still a pretty
拿到风筝面纱开雾。
Gossamer's Cape going to really help this line survive the initial.
上路找个小路的话，这个雾就有点不值，好吧？
So he might have
要想想办法去
seeing on how much mana really everybody has.
他们这是啥意思？就开个雾冲着小路来了。
They've got this
那我感觉这个雾都没必要开啊。
Should use that finger and we'll get the kill afterwards for Zeal. That's another stack for Bobica, make it a second.
You see where the ping is leading them, and it's straight into the
这
pit.
朝着小路去的，跟这个雾就没关系的呀。 要赶跑小路还是也能打中。
Alone is more than enough.
Yeah.
I don't think you're contesting this if you look at it. They did smoke.
They're not going north though.
7-3开，
I mean, maybe they're
Where are
hoping
they
that
going?
Roche is going to be dropping down to bottom eventually, or they're pushing out bottom. They're just not going to contest it. There's no reason to even risk it with
Yep.
everything available for your cult.
他们还在直播呢， 为了生活。
Because you smoke up and then you kind of just go to the lanes and continue farming.
对吧？你这个就
That's
I think
for sure.
没办法，你知道吧？你就像问人家早餐店老板，哎呦，这么早你怎么
and
就
they
工作了，
maybe expected Roche to be bottom.
对吧？你问夜宵摊主，
Fly fly on the
哎呦，
bottom
这么晚还在摆摊呢，
last Kanda next.
对吧？没办法，
Only a recipe.
你问一个主播怎么还在直播，这就是生
Potentially
活。
cut them off at the pass though. Maybe swipe the Wisdom Rune. They're
They're
in
gonna
that
be
area.
scouted now.
Dawnbreaker
I think as a 3. This is a good one.
at an 8.
That's good, right? Like as the sunlight hits, they get full vision.
Yeah, I like
But
it.
he's hiding as a 3, so you can't really see him where he is on the map.
What is it? The Beastmaster bounty.
我操，5点了，今天还要上班。
That
Oh,
should
the
be the
hook shot.
voice
Eh?
when you see it.
陆哥又是你，
Shot in on Anisha, Solar Guardian, Starbreaker.
又是你呀，
They
逆
are
杀。
bullying him.
Yeah, this is
Similar to the way Aurora did to Quinn.
感谢
in the previous series.
BP 送出的为你点亮啊，为你亮牌
Bully.
but
啊，感谢 BP 哥啊，祝 BP 哥身体健康，万事如意。上面写的是对的时间遇到对的你，
lane. What's happened?
不管对不对的时间，我只要遇到你，好吧，都是对的。
Not great.
Not great for him at all.
No.
遇到你的时间，那就是对的时
Similarly
间。
farmed, you've got Bobica near where this Muerta's at.
Are they reaching the point?
用赏过度了，不是这两天感冒还没好。
High ground because it is the first stage. It's still 3 minutes on it. Maybe you can take down the tier 2 on the mid lane.
A
First
good
and
fight
foremost.
could help, especially if it's across the river, right?
Yep. Medusa is still keeping up. Level 16 versus level 17 on the Luna. 3k net worth difference between the two of them.
Haven't seen the Stone Gaze fight yet.
I haven't seen a Medusa in a fight yet.
That is true. Blade Mail pop by Emo. Saberlight Burrow strike, but the roll on his tail. Boulder smash off the mark.
Maybe
Emo playing pretty far forward, but he does
而
have
光剑哥很明显打到现在，在这支团队里面他是个混子，你们没发现吗？
top. Now he's moving towards his team.
33在的时候，所有的战术体系搭建的核心都是33。33一走，这光剑哥他不是那个核心搭建的人，
But they don't
你
really have
懂我意思不
vision, do they?
他玩个沙皇我就没见他动过。
With one ward in the enemy triangle.
They're looking. Hook shot lands on to Saberlight. The Boulder smash hits onto 2, going into the Pierce the Veil immediately with the Solar Guardian drop down onto Saberlight. Burrow strike.
往回刺，
The Eclipse is
逃一下
Bobica's dead.
波波卡被乱棍打死
Takes
了
down to Insania. This is an Enchantress
Ah.
that ends up dying for the Lucent Beam. Saberlight invis within his
这我还能留到人吗？
Storm.
土毛滚是 Mickey 开了个分分符，把这个滚给
By
躲了。
managing to disengage, this was
Yeah.
kind of decent for them. 1-4-1 versus Aegis. position 5 for position 4.
And every ult from Yakult.
Exactly, and this is the first time that Medusa even shows up to the fight. Keep in mind, Medusa had like 5% mana, almost the full duration of that team fight. No one even looked her way. They didn't even attempt to go on.
没有
Maybe that was a possibility, but wasn't the case. Didn't happen. And it kind of does
被动也是动吧。
what he needs to do is stand up to his bullies.
左边他现在
He can do
就
that
没有那种
because
就是
he
光
right
剑哥
now
带着
he's
兄弟们
still,
干人的那种感觉了，知道吧？
a little bit afraid.
啊，不是没有那种什么像位前沙王带着兄弟们干人的那种感觉，
Yeah, giving him some veggies and stuff.
跟33的还是有一点点差距。
Easier for the Monkey King to stand his ground, and Mickey will have full Scuddy completed very soon. Like they are still finding farm on this map, even though they've not gotten a lot of.
现在优势嘛有一点的啊，毕竟咱们露娜超级无解
What
肥，
worries me though is the Luna has the Conda, going into the next item, has almost level 20. Emo, neutral, helping out with a bit of an assist on that, but the bowler smash kicking Saberlight away.
Yeah, just the kicking.
我操，一莫打到现在4-0-9嘛，发挥这么
Himself
屌，
with the Spirit Vessel hook shot.
8条钩，
Onto the Enchantress.
大锤还有大招，
Comes out from box.
大王刺了个发条，旁边有个带盾露娜，大锤大招把奶量给加起来。
And instead, Nisha gonna hang out on the edge. The roll's gonna be off the mark. But Fly, Lucent Beam with
我
the
大锤落下来之后，在这个散失大胜的圆阵里面走了一圈，然后直接没蓝了。
Spike eventually comes in. Finger, and again, doesn't take the kill with the finger. Fly somehow getting the last hit. This is the perfect line.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that one was that on purpose, but sure. Perfect line.
It's all
Gameplay right there.
calculated.
They managed
发挥最屌的应该是8条，我觉得大家发挥都很好。
Pretty big.
Points that, yeah, exactly. That Liquid can look forward to. Like from this point onwards, it's more or less a fair fight.
That was Emo in a bit far. He's got an Invis rune and he'll pop it. But they've got the Sentry, they have the Rod of Atos. Now he's going to be silenced with the calling, and Emo away from his team by quite a bit.
Maybe felt a little bit too secure considering how the game was going and how much control they had, but right now they need to yield this tier 1 tower on the mid lane. I don't think this is a fight. And by the way, this defusal from Nisha, I feel like it's the highest impact, lowest cost item that he could have bought a Monkey.
I'm a little worried because, you know, Emo, he's bottom of the net worth on the course. I'm a bit shocked to see that Zeal
稳住，好吧，稳住，
Hammer,
兄
they've
弟
got the Rod of Atos, and the calling just sets
稳
up
住啊
so easy after that. Gorgon's grasp with the balance strike, making it look oh so easy to clean up these supports when they're away from the team. And it's something that Liquid with this lineup does so well.
Yeah, right now this Luna, she's got almost 20k
稳住，
net worth,
别浪。
20k net worth, doesn't really feel
就像前面讲过的，这个美杜莎打露娜，对吧？以前有句话叫什么？
Feel as useful
美杜莎不是，就是
yeah, because Medusa
步兵眼的英雄，元敏对轰，
my team, and if they
一
go
寸
on
长一
my
寸
ult,
强。
DD mid.
Amplified damage picked up by Zeal. Fly. What can he get done with this Luna? We were talking about high ground, but they didn't even get the tier 2 mid. Roche is going to be up in a minute. Pelosin, he's got some of the team nearby and maybe find some vision here. Opens up that Watcher. They find Saberlight. They hit the hook shot. They've got the Hex.
还得是你，光剑哥。
They'll get the kill on a Saberlight. They have Finger back up and available again, and it's dominating for Zeal.
Yeah, they should know that Roche cannot be up just
有的时候整个团队没事情做了怎么办？哎，看看地图上这个沙王去过哪儿，
the Pike
热感应一下，对吧？看看猜沙王大概在什么位置。
You think about Pipe as not the highest impact item on the Luna, but I feel like in this game, mobility is everything, and you're playing into Wukong's command, you're playing versus Medusa as well. Just having that Pike to get somewhere or to get out of the Wukong's command is very important.
This team of Yakult. Oh, they got the Hex.
嗯，
Bobica with the Earth Spike, the Eclipse. Nisha.
哦，有3道月光，
They'll look for Insania.
牛逼！菲菲一个大招直接照死2个，
Bobica
舒服啊，老哥们！
having that instant Hex. They want Boxy as another one
就
here.
剩下一个奶绿了。
He's into the trees, the Celestial Hammer, the roll connects. They'll get the kill with the Starbreaker and the extra damage from Emo. That is big kill in there for Yakult.
Yeah, just like that, they take 3 good hook shots as well, good initiation. The roll was on point. Like they didn't even use a lot, right? Just the BKB and the clips from the Luna out of all the ultis.
And the Eclipse got 2 kills.
Yeah, Fingers
well
still on cooldown. Hookshot is still there for the clockwork.
He tried though. I saw it charge up, and then the Monkey King was dead too quickly.
Yeah, the finger became green. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. McKay keeping up pretty closely. Level 20, going dataless next. Emo looking to pick up that haste rune. You've got Bobica nearby.
美杜莎人晕了，你们在干嘛？别急，好吧，别急，他还有更晕的呢。等会更晕的时候，就是问问自己，哎呦，我在干嘛？是吧？
Kind of important talents, right? Like both on Mickey and
Fly burrow strike.
试了一手，反了一手，美杜莎套圈没套住，咱们2个推棒。哎，但大锤，这个大锤的位置不是很棒。美杜莎粘住了，大锤倒了，然后奶绿在右边的位置，拿自己的身体留住了这个土毛和发条。沙王刺上去。 沙王刺上去啥东西都没有，也要开个血晶石的，实在是没东西了，得操作了。这小鹿的标，小鹿的伤害输出要限制一下。最后露娜没死，有一个美杜莎的幻象在打，没打死这个露娜。哎呦，太关键了！这队友扛住了，有人在那边赶那个小鹿，有人赶小鹿，有人赶美杜莎，然后有人帮着这个露娜一起在打那个大圣。团队的力量看到没？ 这一波感觉是人盯人单防，好吧？
Of course, you lose Zeal, which isn't optimal, but all the 4 stabs were really nicely done to prevent them from killing off the Luna. She gets out of the Wukong's command, they eliminate Boxy immediately. And it looked kind of scary. I thought Boxy was a bait, like he was buying enough time for Medusa and everyone to follow up, but...
光剑哥主要刺出去之后，他啥技能都没有了。
That's big. Barely rescues him, yep.
打了半天还是没能推得了他，哎，不过确实这个点是，就是美杜莎的装备其实也是在越来越好的。如果美杜莎装备越来越好，输出越来越高，咱们的露娜呀、大锤啊什么的，其实是隐患，好吧？奶绿走第一个。 他要开大招了，露娜一到月光之后，第一时间杀这个奶绿不好杀。哎，不过奶绿一个反枪是，打在刃甲上面，自己被波波卡带走。越打越不好打了呀！你看呀，这个美杜莎是越来越强了呀，有点不对了。这波是奶绿走第一个，第一时间他还没死掉的。 坏了！好在沙王死了，美杜莎再去打土毛，土毛倒下，大圣还有 buff。不过露娜一到月光，半血大圣，我操，40%血大圣直接爆炸。再一个月光，181，别被美杜莎碾死了，别的都还好。 这我打了个3换3，左边美杜莎小鹿这个炮台的输出能力越来越强，局面其实比刚刚就是比刚刚烈了，好吧，没像刚刚那么优的。
So even more cast range here for the Lion with the Psychic Headband, also a way to push away these heroes. The active.
You can really see a huge difference, by the way, with Saberlight in the first Sand King game and in this one, where he has this Bloodstone, even into Vessels and Shivas and...
刚刚我们莱恩还买活了，原来。
Sustaining himself long enough for his teammates to do the job, right? To dish out the damage.
小鹿打得太用力了，打魔晶。
Sometimes you live to the Tormentor. Sometimes you die and you don't even get the shard. It's the cost of doing business.
小鹿打魔晶打的这么用力，把自己打死了。然后我们趁着这个时间打个盾，还有这种事情。
It's 3K. We see the strengths of Medusa.
Yep, I feel like this Aegis is definitely very important. They get the banner as well, but this game is, even with the Aegis, I feel a little bit closer than the win graph probability is telling us.
And last stages, we talked about them potentially getting high ground. I mean, hell, they haven't even gotten the tier 2 towers since that point. So that first Aegis doesn't get them to the high ground. They don't break through the outer towers.
往后打是越来越不好打了，但是这个盾拿下来，有机会用这个盾终结比赛。
Baboka hunting those illusions, I believe, with the lion, right? Yeah, he wants them. X1, mana drain the other.
越级全家的希望都在这个美杜莎身上。很早我们就说了呀，这一盘就是靠美杜莎赢呀，对吧？队友就是自从大胜上路那一波，对吧？什么跳下去一个空板开始，就发现这个大圣有点不像人了。
He played too much Nyx last game. He just wants to Shadow Blade and burst you.
That might be possible, honestly.
有兄弟说，说明这阵容还是劣势的。前面其实打的超级好，就是对完线那段时间是属于我们自己这些小节奏啊、团战节奏打的超级好。不然的话，点对点的英雄上面其实是很克很烈的。
The Medusa, and he is purchasing MKB next, by the way, as Butterfly is done on the other side.
Yeah, that Butterfly not going to give enough. Wicked Frost to 96.
They just have to kill everybody but DOTA.
Honestly, it's not a bad strategy. Sometimes when you cannot kill this one big raid boss, you just focus on everyone else.
So you're just saying that chatter made a good analyst sentence?
这啥意思？就是说，他们必须杀掉其他人，但是杀不掉美杜莎。
One in the chat if you have 15k MMR, I'm sure.
Sorry, hold on.
We're gonna get a lot of ones.
I gotta put a one in the chat. Give me a second.
是吧？他们其他人都能杀，就处理不了美杜莎，就是说这个意思，是这个意思不？
They're gonna go for the Tormentor. Nobody dying. On the side of Yakult's brothers.
哦，我懂了，我懂这句话的意思。他的意思就是在杀美杜莎之前，先把他队友杀了，对吧？把他队友杀了之后，最后再杀美杜莎。应该是这个意思。
Also, just floating around there like a smoked up bottle.
They might find Zeal though. Smoke broke.
Smoke broke. Zeal though to the left. Zeal star.
哦，3连锤被板了一下，大圣摆了一个几乎是个空大。虎猫进场，怎么说？奶绿又是阿托斯，又是反枪的，这沙王你妈人呢？这沙王。打起来沙王第一时间先藏起来了，我都看不到他人。不是美杜莎杀了没？分身符一开没人开大，他只能反打了，只能拼了。我操，他被他拼掉一个，他真没办法好吧？真没办法，只能拼了。美杜莎是没有留钱买活，差了200块，差200块，这时候沙王去吃赏金城服呀，对吧？沙王杀鸡去了，中路有个线眼，沙王断线。沙王断了一波线好像，然后鸡是没杀着，然后去吃赏金神符，吃了个赏金符，美杜莎又买活了。没事，断线给他断，咱还有2辆车，兄弟，2辆功勋炮台，好吧？功勋炮车，大锤跳过来3连锤，再上界重锤飞回去。
Firefly gonna pop the Manta, even though that round of Atos came through from Boxy.
Everyone is saying Solar Crest, Bracers, whatnot. Force Staff is the item of the meta
for sure. Blink Burrow Strike, they still have this Aegis for 37 seconds. They might kill him before it ends up.
哎，要被这个小鹿飙死了！哎呦我操，这个盾！这小鹿是真能飙啊，这小鹿，而且怎么不出灭子的？怎么没有灭子这种东西的？这个身上不是有蝴蝶的吗？算了，盾本来也要消了，小问题。
Basher and BKB next for Dawnbreaker. And
看出来一个问题啊，就是这个小鹿也是输出越来越高的，这就是个隐患，知道吧？一个是小鹿，一个是奶绿，他们俩输出越来越高。等会打着打着，本来是美杜莎一个射手，后来打着打着可能是小鹿，对吧？然后这个奶绿，一人算0.7个射手吧。对面打着打着3射手，3射手加2个玩具，对吧？一个沙王，一个那个叫什么？一个沙王，一个美猴王。沙王有的，配合美杜莎，大圣切后排，开启 BKB， 冰眼粘露娜，打出被动晕，哎，然后大圣被刺大，直接倒下。美杜莎也要不行了，没蓝了已经。哎，但上王刺了2个，完，这有的打不完，美杜莎没拿到，一发 C， 一发老 C 死美杜莎，然后天王这里能买活全买活，上王还在缠着露娜打，露娜有重力道具好吧，有这个骑士剑，一发 C， 他在跟这个沙王奶绿就板命，奶绿也在板不过了，对面来4个了，哎，吃住了吗？炸弹，还有炸弹，兄弟你千万别让我看到炸弹 A 到你。哎呦，还真就 A 不到了，对面2个买活死。尽力了，兄弟，尽力了。贝贝最后极限操作了，已经。
Yeah, crazy fight. I really think that it could have been a bit better for Liquid, the way they initiated, like Mike is on the high ground and they're trying to go on him. At the same time, Nisha is backstabbing.
这波赚不了，这波铁血赚啊！对面交了买活，大哥这个，对吧？交了买活的。
It's just the net worth difference. If you look at the Monkey King, he almost has as much net worth as his position 5 Enchantress. Generally,
这波把对面容错率打出来了，我们有人买活不啦
？Look at that. Quick buy on the Enchantress.
I'm gonna bail you out a little bit too. He had more damage than 4 of the heroes on Yakult's brothers on the Enchantress. So.
No, he was definitely doing some serious work in that fight.
No joke.
当露娜可以第一时间买了去基地，哎，真别搞，兄弟。所以露娜买了直接去基地，这种就有点在瞎搞了。你们没这么打的好吧？拆不掉，然后自己的容错率就没了，就没必要把自己的容错率当宝搞的。
He's gonna have like 150 HP, but he's never gonna have that much HP. He's not gonna be healed to the full. That's what I'm saying.
Can it start using items?
No, it cannot.
Those were the days. Those were the days indeed. Fly, still working on the Swift Blink.
It's the Enchantress fast talent as well, right? Like he took the one with.
看看买活的话，露娜大锤2个能买，莱恩能买，好吧？他 OB 老师他不切，我们也看不着，所以对于一个赛事来说，观看比赛来说 ，OB 老师比解说更重要，对吧？你们能看到的东西就是 OB 老师给你看的东西。就有的 OB 老师那个切的比较专注，对吧？他听不到那个耳机里面解说在说啥。有的时候说，哎 ，OB 老师切一下买活，他不理你，呢，他不切你就是看不到，知道吧？比如说 OB 老师看一下这个地上的眼，对吧？啊，看一下这个天辉帮上面那个眼，哎 ，OB 老师不理你，你看不着就看不着。
When it comes to the buyback status, they used quite a few as well, right? So they don't really have a lot of buybacks. they have won. And that's the Medusa.
OB 也配叫老师吗？为什么不配啊？
Her in there, Mickey, go.
为什么不配叫老师啊？
Try again, because every other aspect of taking a fight will be very difficult for them.
就我跑出去解说都史丹尼老师这个老师那个老师的，对吧？那 OB 老师也叫老师啊，没毛病的呀。
I'm curious to see what they do with this smoke.
Not really a smoke that you expect, and maybe that is the point.
国内 OB 还可以，但是我看好像小号机好像不干了。做 OB 毕竟不是长久之计。有，莱恩可以买活，但是土毛被骗了。吃到快奶，土毛滚走。哎，能滚走，不错不错不错，可以了。哟，这个兄弟，这一下有点吓人啊！
BKB down on Emo, and that is an opening for Liquid, despite the fact that there is an Aegis here on the Dire side.
And refresher orb as well. Refresher shard, I'm sorry, but the cheese has been used by Emo, so that's something. That's W.
局面是真的越来越难打的，
Fondue.
越来越不好打。
Use a little fondue in my life. 3.5 minutes though. Still on this Aegis, but they are cutting into the net worth every single moment. It was 6,000 just a second ago. Back down to 3K. You're going BKB soon on Mickey and Wind Waker for Saberlight. That could be huge.
Yeah, I really like the Wind Waker on him as well. Not only for himself, he can maybe reset a fight on someone else.
Ags also for the
刚刚其实沙王有机会能够挡住土毛的滚的，
They'll have that fly in his way.
没挡着。
BKB as well as the nullifier, but that's all.
但是这样的事情好危险啊！
That ED
就感觉还是得抱团抱得紧一点。
I still, even with this Aegis, I worry for Yakult's brothers. They are clumped up, not farming nearly as much, as you could tell by the net worth kind of dropping down towards Liquid.
Yeah, I feel
这老师什么老师什么老师跟我是哪里人没什么关系的呀，这个是行业里面大家互相尊重的一种说法。
Even though they're behind and they don't have buybacks, they made the play, right?
对吧
They got
比如
that line, and now they're
小雪人老
buying
师
themselves some time, at least maybe for the buybacks to be
小雪人老师
that next big push.
小雪老师说话，小雪老师。
Where will we see the fight happen next? We thought this third Aegis might be a pushing Aegis for Yakult, but right now, for the majority of it, they've just sat back. One of the things you talked about is if you take a fight away from Zeal, Zeal will join eventually.
你看小雪人老师说话了吧？
So he's not the one with the Aegis. But if you see him away from the team,
小雪老师辛苦了，辛苦了，这么晚还关心看比赛，我操！毕竟是吧，主舞台解说，这个看的要多是吧？
Yeah, they're not
小雪老师
really
辛苦了，辛苦
ready
了。
to engage.
你看这一下是不是这同事之间对吧？这各行各业之
I don't
间
think you can afford it, by the way, you're talking about
就
Zeal.
关系一下就又密切了，是不
Like,
是？
yeah, you can maybe abuse the map and farm a little bit more, but overall you'd like to be playing as a 5.
Oh,
Because a fight breaks out, by the time you get there with your ulti, it's questionable just how useful it will be.
well, it's just the way that they've been showing up on the map, right? Like Zeal's been away from them, trying to get more out of the map. Sometimes he's here right there, but for a moment he was not.
这个沙王是个坤巴，我感觉看到现在为止，我都觉得这个沙王真是个坤巴。
That they're not using the ages or the buyback timers of Liquid in their advantage.
打出了一副让人带不动的那种感觉，你知道吧？
5k gold. Swift Blink not really completed yet. He wants to save that buyback, but still. Or is it just
职场霸凌吗？你天天他妈的在我直播间偷看老子，不给老子刷礼物，这也叫我职场霸凌你？是你霸凌我吧？
Looks like it's just going to,
he has too many items. Is he on Luna?
yeah.
Even with
白嫖加偷师是吧，小雪老师啊？
Manta or the bike.
Yeah, I would assume maybe the Pike stays because you want that mobility. Like
Maybe
we
you can
talked
switch
about.
up the BKB after usage as well. We'll see what he goes.
So Nisha, after being bullied so much, yeah, his net worth doesn't look that great, but he's definitely been impactful in these fights.
读书人的事情不能说是偷是吧？借鉴。
Fly kind of wondering.
Where to go with the Sages, I
Yeah.
guess.
主要是大成之后是这样子啊，咱们这种解说大成之后是就是融会贯通的，都是差不多的。
So massive on them that they're happy to let Liquid farm it out.
美杜莎25级嘞，这他妈质变当中的质变了，我真感觉打不过了呀。就我们有没有办法能让美杜莎开不出大招来，直接给他宰了？有没有这个办法？他只要能开出大招来，我们这个打团不管怎么样都要被他换掉3、4个人。好吧，反正情况是在美杜莎这么顶的情况下，这个沙王大圣奶绿小鹿，我的妈，感觉每个人都是大后期啊！大圣现在变棵树都比原来，你看在比20分钟之前要秃了。
Just searching, hoping to find anything. Both teams have been quiet in the night, just staying away from each other. 2 buybacks not available so far for Liquid.
现在这个大圣的战斗力已经不是什么30分钟之前、40分钟之前那个什么棒击大帝直接打空的那个大圣了呀。
If this fight initially goes the way of the Colts brothers, but we'll see.
第一个滚被挡了，被断了，然后第二个滚想滚不出来了。哎，莱恩3次发条怎么还勾上来了？我们先死了一个了，兄弟们。沙王还想留人的，沙王想留人，跳上来尾刺，然后我们天光现世，露娜跳大。咱们打不到人啊！要不算了，要不真要不算了。不对，土毛滚过来了，土毛长期之弱，再搞美杜莎。美杜莎左边射蛇，右边射蛇，分裂剑，每一个射起来都很疼。大圣板到土毛脸上，挡住了土毛的滚，打出了 buff。美杜莎被缴械了一下，但是好像没什么影响。土毛是买活阵亡，左边死了的全部买活，然后在祭坛处 Boxy 再复活。露娜再跳过来，沙王再刺了个莱恩，大圣在板，他们在溜着菲菲打。吹风吹了一下菲菲开启了 BKB。左边5个人，我们这边是找了一个买火锅的土毛。哎，差不多要收手了，这个美杜莎也没蓝了，好吧？美杜莎也没蓝，他也要回去补一下了。
On top, when you look at Liquid, because Roshan, well, when it's gonna spawn, we don't know yet. If it's a reason...
哎，我感觉菲菲这个输出已经打得满中满了，跟他妈1号位这个露娜跟着莱恩的控制，对吧？把这个什么大圣、美杜莎以外其他人杀光了都。菲菲这个跳来跳去打输出已经尽力了，完了是真打不过了。他妈大老师也说了，5.5、4.5开了。主要是太质变了，这个美杜莎，他冰眼金箍棒加大炮，对吧？然后25级天赋，再加上有那个命石，太质变了呀，关键。
Respect that because you are playing also into Enchantress.
And he's going for the Ag's Blessing, but that's going to be a lot of gold to have that and buyback.
Saberlight he bought out like he doesn't have
哟
buyback.
感谢小雪人老师送出的一本魔法书啊！感谢小雪人老师，感谢老板，祝小雪人老师事业蒸蒸日上，好吧，早日成为解说一哥。
Other than probably the start of the game, I think so. Everybody's got shard on your Colts.
你看以后多送是吧？这话说的好不好听我就问你，这不对吧？
But he is currently holding buyback and wants to hang on to that with Roche a minute away.
意思你是一个，我已经不是解说了，我是一个主播。
Medusa and Monkey King. So maybe
2 L's, the 2 M's.
Yep, maybe benefiting Liquid.
我是主播，我不是解说。
Set up, they're looking, waiting for their
这逼天天说他妈的以后哥们要做史丹利的接班人。
critical mass here for Fly.
但是有一句说句好吧，还要再修炼修炼，好吧，还要再修炼修炼。
They just need to find a way to make his damage actually.
再沉淀沉淀，好吧，再沉淀沉淀。
He's bought out on it, so he still has buyback. We'll have the Ag's Blessing. And should be.
不是，现在这个小鹿也输出很高的，你不能放着这些人不管，只能先杀美杜莎的队友，像什么小鹿奶绿，好吧，这2个第一个要杀。 好吧，土猫死归死，卖要卖的，好吧，该杀的小鹿奶绿还是要干的。
Gotta watch out for mid, those creeps pushing into the tier 4s. Eventually, somebody's gonna have to.
他妈打了52分钟，这个大圣身上的装备怎么这么寒酸啊？打到现在身上还是什么小晕锤、小闪失，我的妈！这美杜莎处理不动，只能溜着他打呀，先杀他2个那个酱油呀，小鹿和奶绿。这2个酱油是属于比较相对来说比较好处理，而且又没有买活的，对吧？然后还有个控制点，控制点就是这个沙王，好吧，就杀这3个，这3个之前是买活过的。我们这边也是有3个买活过的。哎，导弹美杜莎幻象往前顶，沙王先出手了不是发条先出手了，勾到小鹿，然后沙王刺进来，沙王自己有点危险，大锤倒下，沙王大锤1换1，对面最稳定的控制先死了。哎，不过小鹿，我操，这标猛的呀！小鹿又标死个发条，然后是紧接着回头再打菲菲，大圣魔晶板走，他还能拉扯。这美杜莎硬的不得了，他现在还满血满蓝的状态，冰眼就粘到菲菲了，大圣毒说跳下来了，跳下来是摔死了菲菲，然后莱恩也被找到，好了，对面输出点太多了，前面就在讲呀，本来只有个美杜莎呀，打着打到50分钟就变成了他们3射手呀。
Kill off the Sand King immediately, but it didn't matter because Zeal dies at the same time, right?
No
So
Solar Guardian.
Exactly, and it's 1-for-1 offlane for an offlane, and then afterwards
打着他们真3射手了。
And not only her, everyone else, like Insania once again, pew pew with that enchantress, one impetus after another. I'm just
相信我，露娜要买圣剑了，懂的都懂，好吧，兄弟们。现在就是懂的都知道了，这个时候该亮剑了。这大圣真的装备超差，我操！前面我一看，我才发现这么恶心啊！小闪失、小晕锤，一个 A 杖，一个 BB， 好了没了，就这点装备，身上打了50多分钟，居然还带了个大毒球。这盘说实话，妮莎也不是人，好吧？但是 Mickey 这个拖住了，这盘这个 Mickey 不说1拖4了，这起码跟小鹿2个人2拖3拖住了。哎，不过这兄弟自己一个人上高，哎，我们有机会搞他，兄弟，搞他！犯错了，米神犯错了，特写镜头也给起来了，米神。
Yeah, it's still kind of good, right? Like you force kill on that Medusa, like you would have to buy back one way or another to defend.
米神他一个人上高去了呀。
To just go in on the high ground. Was just praising him, knowing all his strengths.
导播也懂的，知道他犯错了，直接给了他个特写，你感谢？这导播太懂了。
It's still good. It's still good.
2个买活赚吧，我就这么跟你说，如果他不送这一波，我们基地就快没了。你懂我意思不？这波是他给了我们喘息的机会。
If he can get a chance to save Fly or any of these heroes say Zeal as well before he's able to get the Solar Guardian out, or maybe, that could be a big deal.
Or maybe get someone out of position, out of Wukong's command as well. Maybe Nisha.
我们这边现在是1个买活都没有，然后妮莎这个大圣是带队有买活3命大圣。沙王这次埋沙知道要往后退一点了，上一盘你们还记得他那个埋沙不？幽默埋沙。哎呦，不敢上，只能说买活拖住，好吧？就刚刚那个买活是100%必须交的。能杀这个美杜莎已经算是对面给了很大的机会了，因为刚刚如果再等5秒钟，这个美杜莎你就动不了手了，对面他这个美杜莎的队友他就靠过来了，懂了没？啊，情况就是这个情况，好吧？别说赚不赚的事情，就必须得这么做，绝对不能说白买了，说白买的是你是没看小地图，人家大部队在靠是吧
？Are coming back off cooldown. That needs to be said as well. Zeal's in 30 seconds. A lot of supports, I believe, Sand King as well on Radiant is getting his back in 8 seconds.
But the big one is Luna is not up for another 5.
这个买活肯定要交的，兄弟。
if they were to make it the duration of those buybacks coming back, they would be at the 60-minute mark. We'd get tier 5s again today.
It might happen. 3 minutes. Maybe Liquid will push the advantage with the Aegis.
Lion about to hit level 25 as well. He's got 8 stacks on that finger.
打全莱恩。
Truthfully mind seeing an
Get some
X.
crit, yeah, and get some right clicks, you know, in there.
我们能不能看到这个拳到肉啊？
Or the X.
这囊死他们！
That's what I'm saying.
对面战旗已经插起来了。
That could be huge.
对面，哎呦，这个小鹿加美杜莎加上3命大圣上高，他妈有点头晕的呀！而且这个时候对面的买活 CD 都好了，推棒一个刺，3命大圣先掉一条命。咱们露娜交出一个大招，他有刷新第2个大，滚压起身，露娜刷新第2个大招，2个大招收掉大圣2条命。露娜跳照月光，然后莱恩再刺2个，美杜莎没蓝了，美杜莎倒下，美杜莎也买活，这一波打命了。天辉帮交出所有买活，然后夜方死了的一个发条技师也交买，但是菲菲的位置被美杜莎缠住，完了，记啊！菲菲怎么的拉扯着到这个位置了？对面的前哨在那里啊！起身压的非常漂亮了，但是打着打到那个就是中路靠右边那个位置，中路靠右边那个位置刚好是对面点的这个前哨，然后叫 TP 支援过来的点。那个买亏不亏？我跟你说，那个买不是说亏不亏的事情，是必须得买，你懂了没？亏不亏？
But to get to that throne, they're going to have to get a little bit closer, and that might make it a little bit dangerous going up against Emo, who misses the roll. The silence is there. The Wukong's command.
没有露娜的输出，我们是一点办法都没有的，那对面，好吧？没有露娜绝对不行的。大锤3连锤，莱恩再给他，莱恩上去敲他呀！再拿上你的拳头敲打残场，拿上你的武器，波波卡。 小鹿是死掉了，美杜莎没蓝了，哎，好像挡住了，兄弟们！我操，我们这4兄弟众志成城，挡住了对面这买活美杜莎，他也有点不敢打，他没蓝了，杀王跳刺，虚灵刀救一下，发条勾出来，哎，难道有奇迹？有奇迹！我操，大招美杜莎死了，牛逼！翻盘了，兄弟，咱们4兄弟硬！ 莱恩最后刺他又收掉了沙王再买活，我们人比对面多了。现在小鹿最后还在飙虚灵刀，左边现在靠的是沙王加上两个酱油，哎，不对，我操，这打的有点看不懂了。 有点搞，现在变成了露娜活了，对面大圣美杜莎买活死。顶级收基地，这波莱恩普包，我操，尽力中的尽大力。出发，3对3，好吧，名牌3对3，兄弟们，要不缓一缓，别什么冲过去基地了，这谁也讲不准后面会发生什么。莱恩超尽力，在无限在那里抽，又是抽蓝又是刺的。 怎么说过去了？ 过去了，大圣想拿鸟拉这个兵线，拿鸟拉兵线。现在是10个人都没有买活的。先杀小鹿，能秒掉不？来了，露娜的输出，哎呦，小鹿开了个 BKB， 推对方推出去了，哎呦，这个小鹿彪，没事，哥们也开始 BKB， 直接基地，菲菲直接拆基地，对面开启打防，沙王摇大跳刺。 菲菲刷新第2个大招，第2个 BKB 硬拆 BKB 结束了，对面小鹿已经死掉了。但对面美杜莎和大圣还有10秒钟，我们留给我们的时间不多，快拆，兄弟！哎呦，又被奶绿打了一枪，快！好他妈急！3秒，又被刺了一下，2秒，飞，拆，牛逼！ 我操，这个局也能最后翻过来，太牛逼了！这他妈基地能翻，也太他妈疯狂了吧，兄弟！他波波卡这最后这一波又是刺又是抽来又是羊，无限控无限大，你太屌了！这最后 Luna 那个往右边走，被美杜莎和大圣2个人杀了之后，我感觉已经没戏了。结果4兄弟，我操，4兄弟死死苟住。
The reigning TI champions, they have to bow out, right? Like the handshakes are there. Incredible gameplay from both of these teams. I think there is.
这4兄弟众志成城，太他妈精彩了！我操，感觉今年没看过这么屌的比赛。